Sup people, gonna do one more race left. I'm gonna do it. Finish my food, got on just in time. I have bought soft tyres this time, so we'll be qualifying on the softs. Don't know how much faster I'm going to be. I imagine, well look, if I'm 3 seconds quicker on the softs, I'm going to run a session on the softs and then pit and see if that's faster. But I imagine I'm probably only going to be probably a second to a second and a half quicker. So I'm still going to run the hard tyre strat in the race. But hopefully give myself a better starting position with the soft compound tyres. So just make sure I've got the correct tyres on. I have indeed. So here we go. Let's have a little crack at this. I had a 12th in my first race. Little bit better in the second. Got a 10th. A couple of people disconnected. But listen, when you're racing at this end like I am, you're relying on things like disconnections to get you through. Anyone wants to catch some of the absolute fucktardery from from the races earlier, where people have been driving like absolute massive knob jockeys, I will make a Dick of the Dailies. If I don't do it tonight, I'll definitely do it tomorrow. I'm going to get some footage from a couple of other Black Flag drivers who've been driving today, and we'll take their Dick of the Daily footage and make it into a montage of absolute big fat manufacturer's cup cocks. So there we go. 14 seconds. Let's get rid of the screen so you can see what I can see. There we go. So yes, absolutely right, Flynn. Solo, keep it clean. Listen, I didn't pick the right car, but it was a gamble. I've never driven the 4C ever. I had one in the garage. I thought, stick a livery on it, give it a little whack, see what happens. Listen, I quite like this car. It's not the right car for this track by any stretch of the imagination. And I think if I'd gone in a GTR or a Supra or something else, 911 maybe, I think I'd probably be a second and a half faster than I currently am. But it is what it is. I'm the only one driving the Alpha, which suggests it's probably not the wisest car to pick. But it's done now. It's not like I'm ever going to win big, massive trophies. So, Creeping Death is on the hard tyres and Jorks on the mediums. So let's have a look and see just what the difference is on the soft compound tyres. Obviously, I've got to hold it together. I've got two qualifying laps on the softs to hold it together. Key is clean. Keep it clean. Don't make mistakes. Listen, you can't odds for the other drivers, but if I can keep the car on the road as much as I possibly can, then I'm on to a winner chicken dinner. I do need to change my brake balance. I've been using it on +2 the whole time, and it's worked for me so far, so I don't see any reason why I should change that. There we go. I'm going to leave that up. And here we go, knobheads galore. Do they not understand the concept of not overtaking during qualifying? Or are these people just big fat fucking bellends? Clearly that's what they are. It's just etiquette. I'm going slowly to give myself a little bit of room, and these people think going past me is somehow going to benefit them in some way. Fuck off, you absolute fucking cockfest. Go on, off you go, you impatient little wanker. So basically what we have in front of me are a big load of massive fucking cocks who have about the same etiquette as a paedophile. There we go. Probably a little bit harsh. Right, let's go. Let's have some. Let's see what we can do qualifying wise. Hopefully these guys in front are quicker than me, because well, they're certainly impatient. We'll see if that impatience equates to a track speed. Likelihood is they probably are quicker than me though, so don't worry too much. Alright, let's have it. Well, it certainly felt like I had a lot more grip through there than on the hard compound size. I'm aiming for a 43. If I can get 43 on these softs, I might contemplate actually running a stint on the softs rather than no stopping on the hards. What I haven't had a chance to do is actually count how long you are in the pits, because you don't have to fuel. It's only a tyre change. You'd have thought after 40 laps around here I'd be better, wouldn't you? You'd be wrong. Excuse me. Coughing into your face. It's certainly quick around there on the softs. You don't have to lift so much. It turned in. Let's get a good exit, Andy. There we go. Good exit for that lap and a good setup for the next one. I wish I was racing in the C lobbies. I think I'd stand a chance of a top half finish in a C lobby. Really good chance. Them's the brakes, man. Them's the brakes, being punished for having a purple patch. 34.9, so already quicker. And that wasn't a super hot lap, that one. Just give it a little bit more beans this time. The car in front's a little bit quicker than me, so no danger of catching them anytime soon. I want to try and shave a second off that time if I can. That's the plan. How you doing, Phil? Oh, got that little, all kinds of wrong, but should be alright. A little bit early on the brakes here. I could have gone a little bit deeper. She does. She needs a whiteboard pen. You all heard that, right? Oh look, some bellend's gone off in front of me. This could slow me down unless he gets up to speed. Crash again or get on with it. Loud pedal, my friend. Loud pedal. Yeah, he's alright. It's not going to affect me. Just not quick enough. Oh, of course, there's a penalty and gets him away. Absolute melt. Right, here we go. Have I improved? I'm currently 14th, so actually the soft compound tyres have done me no favours at all. So I basically spent 30 grand on a set of tyres. Didn't really help. The fact of the matter is I'm just fucking slow. To be fair, I'm in the wrong lobby as well. So that was actually slower, so yeah. This is the problem of being in the wrong ranking, which is, I talked about it in the first video. It's why the DR system isn't fit for purpose. Because I had a week where I had a favourable track, favourable car, and I won some races, and it promoted me up to B. But the fact of the matter is I'm not a B rated driver. I'm not that standard. So all the time that I'm racing with B drivers, and you've got to bear in mind that in a B lobby are people of my level that are just outside C, right up to people who are just below A ranking. And that to me doesn't make any sense at all. They really need to look at the DR system and find a fairer way to allocate people, whether it be through just the score itself. So take away A, B, C, D and all that, and just literally assign a score to it, and then you only race with people within that kind of margin. So you have top C and low B drivers racing together consistently. And I think then you're going to find the races are a lot closer, and you'll find that people are more inclined to want to continue with the dailies. They also obviously need to look at how to punish the absolute wank puffins that spend their entire time just knocking people out of the way. But I don't suppose there's any surefire way to do that without getting people caught up that didn't do anything wrong into the punishment system. So I suppose them's the breaks. So ideally what I want to do is lose a few races. Yeah, the problem is, Phil, is I can't get anywhere near the guys in the front to learn anything from them. That's the problem. I'm too far back. I'm far too far back. I'm not a B-rated driver by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a mid-C, and that's where I should be. That's where my racing should be done. But I'm sure after these results, because I've finished top 10 or 12th, 10th, and I've qualified down in stupidness again. But I've qualified at the back every zone. That is it's partially my lack of ability, but it's also the car. It's not the best car, particularly for this track, the 4C. But we've been on a bit of a journey in this little car, and we'll continue to do so. So here we go. Final race of the Manufacturer Series. The only race in the Manufacturer Series I've actually competed in, or the only round of the Manufacturer Series I competed in. So we'll see how this goes. And we get to watch the Stig walk away from some cars that I don't have, and then we get to look at the Rhinoceros wearing high heels trophy that is awarded to the winner. And, it's a very sexy rhinoceros in its sexy high heels, but I've got no idea why they picked that particular look for a car racing trophy. Maybe a wheel might have been better, or a piston or a brake pad or something. But this thing, it basically looks like someone took a rhinoceros hybrid, put some armadillo shells on it, and then gave it. To be fair, I've been quicker with the brake balance +2, mate. To be honest, that's been my quickest. I kind of don't want to change that, or maybe I'll leave it in the middle. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it in the middle for now, and I'll see. But when I had it started off with it to the rear, but it wasn't really working for me. I found myself a little bit quicker. To be fair, I've had a problem with I had a massive problem with understeer as well, and for some reason when I chucked it to the front, it alleviated that problem almost immediately. So that's what I'm running with. So Johnny in the 458, 132 for him. Debuto, he's in that FT1, good car that. Another 458 Italian. They're pretty quick around here, these Ferraris. That's why I suppose a lot of people are going for it. Another Ferrari 458. That's the GR Supra. That's all right. That's not a bad car actually. I wouldn't mind doing that. It's the Lamborghini Huracan. Not a favourite of mine, but pretty good right there. The Porsche 911 I think is a pretty strong car for this track, and I'm regretting a little bit not picking that car or the GTR, which is freaking awesome. That looks like a decorator's radio. Yeah, look at that livery, it's gorgeous, isn't it? To be fair though, the 4C is not a bad looking car as cars go. Brake pads. Shall I stick with... Oh no, I was two to the rear, what am I talking about? Yeah, no, you're right. It wasn't to the front, it was to the rear. Why is it not going up now? There we go. So yeah, it was to the rear, not to the front. Ignore me, I'm talking rubbish. Goes to show what I know about cars. Right, let's have it. Qualified absolutely plumb last. So everything from here is a gain. Again, keep it clean first couple of laps. I'm not going to go down this aggressive route that people seem to go down on the first lap. Oh shit, nearly. Very nearly. Had to avoid going into the back of him. He should thank me really, because I could have killed him. Everyone broke very early for that corner. Yeah, I've noticed in the last couple of lobbies, people are very aggressive, quite happy to kind of barge you out the way coming up the inside. I could go for that approach, but I'm not going to. It's not my thing. I'm not happy with it. It's not the sort of driving standards that I wish to emulate. See, this is the other problem with qualifying on the softs and going on to the hards, is the grip you once had is no longer there. I need to work on consistency. That's all I should be concerned about here. Just keep the car on the road. Rely on a few people around me making mistakes. Hoping a couple of people have gone for a one-stop strategy. And aren't super quick, of course, because if they're super quick, it makes no difference to me. I think I gained a couple of places in the last race through just no stopping. A couple of disconnections helped out as well, but that was qualified 15th for that one as well, and that I finished 10th. So yeah, we'll see. At the end of the day, I can only get better than what I currently am at. So that one over, little wobble into turn one, where I could have caused an accident, but deliberately decided not to hit somebody. Which I wish everybody was that considerate. I think most drivers would have just hit me and not bothered thinking about it, but it is what it is. Right, so I think I reckon I can beat this car in front. He doesn't look like he's certainly not pulling away from me, and he's already lost out to that creeping deaf guy ahead, who was actually my target until I went horribly wrong. See, I don't know what strategy everybody's on. I'm used to being able to see everybody's tyres, being a commentator and not a racer. Still pretty close. I mean, I can still see a lot of the cars I'm chasing down, and that's, you know, that's the main thing. You can get quite demoralising if you're in this position, you can't see anybody. But they're right there. All to do to still, of course. That wasn't bad out of Juncker. That's absolutely key. Coming out of there and coming out of the ZRS, that's probably your two most important exits on the racetrack, because you know you want to have the impetus going down the straight and have as maximum speed for as long as possible. 2 seconds, that's the gap. That's the gap I've got to work on. But obviously I don't know if these guys are running softs or mediums, or if they are also on hard compound tyres. It's hard to know with this Alpha whether I should be revving it out like this. It seems to be the way forward. I don't need to short shift because I don't need to worry about fuel. It does seem to be a little bit quicker coming out of third gear though, so maybe I need to remember to change up a little bit sooner. Doesn't seem to be working though. This guy's still pulling away from me. Yellow flag. This is my first overtake coming because of someone crashing. There's all a little bit wide going through there. Okay, I've gained a place. Someone's disconnected. Good start for me. This is the thing, is, you know, a lot of people rage quit out of these bloody things, right? But you don't realise, if you are at the back like me, you're guaranteed every race to pick up a position or two, just because the people around you are rage quitting. So it's worth just even finishing the race, because at the end of the day you'll still score more points than them. I'm not making any inroads on this car ahead of me at all, so I'm just going to have to play the long game. Just, you know, keep putting my laps in, try and keep it in the 35s if I can, or low 36s. It's hard on these. I find it really difficult on these hard compound tyres to get any kind of pace, but then I find it hard on any car. Ideally I want to be half a second faster consistently. That would suit me actually. I can get half a second faster consistently, then that gap to the car in front is getting smaller, and some potential overtakes. But I can still see him, so we're doing alright. It's a long race. Interesting. I normally go through there first. I thought I'd try it in second, and actually it hasn't seemed to be too much of a problem. I need first there for the rotation. Okay, closing a little bit on him now. So this little push is starting to help. I just want to be mindful, I don't want to be pushing too hard and end up binning it. So if I can maintain that pace without messing around, I think I might be okay. Yeah, 35.9. I'd like to ideally be in and around there. That's not far off my flat out pace. I think the best I've done was a 35.4 on hard tyres, that is. So I've done better than that on softs, but yeah. On hard tyres at a 35.4. So yeah, I'm not too ashamed at 35.9 if I can maintain there or thereabouts, low 36s. My primary concern is just keeping it clean. And ideally I don't want to be last either. Someone's got to be, and invariably it's usually me anyway, so. I think I do prefer first there, just to get it slowed down as well. Well, it's the first race of the 3 where I haven't been melted in the first 5 laps by some absolute wank muffin. But then I suppose that's because there's no one behind me. which would always make a difference. This has been my worst start actually of the 3 races. But that'll be my turn 1 problems. So 1/4 distance, and he's chosen to pit on the hard compound tyres. Now, what kind of strategy is that? Because, I mean, obviously I'm assuming that he can make the softs last from this point, or the mediums last from this point, but spend an awful long time in the pits. I suppose it depends how big the gap is now. But it's going to give him 15 laps to chase me down. I don't know how quick the guy is, in all fairness. I haven't seen his lap time, so I couldn't tell you. Still in the nose, coming out on the medium, so he can make the mediums last to the end, which is great. But, I mean, my difference between softs and hards was 1.5 seconds. I mean, even if conceivably that's the gap you can get between the medium and the hards, it doesn't seem to me to be a worthwhile strategy. He's 23 seconds back, so he needs to be doing 2 seconds, with 2 seconds a lap faster to be on the medium tyres. I suppose it's doable. With 15 laps to go. Sorry, bear with me. Sorry about that. I couldn't talk you through the outtake because someone knocked on the door and didn't realise there was someone coming. But my house is left full of people. Oh, he's having another go back at me up the inside. Doesn't make it stick. But yeah, a couple of places to gain there, so actually not doing too bad now, up to 11th. Still got 13 laps to go though. Can I hold this guy at bay? Oh, that's wide. Now, if these guys behind do need to pit, it puts me in a really good position. And obviously, I don't know what their strat is. So, the other thing, of course, as well, is that the other thing, of course, is the guy at the very back, the Italian driver that did pit. He's going to have to get around these guys as well. Yellow flag up ahead. He's going to have a penalty, I think, by the looks of things. Or maybe not. This GTR's got a great run on me here. He had a great exit out of there. And the GTR is a very, very powerful car here. So he's going to come side by side.
Copy, you're first.
Yeah, he's got that overtake done. Yeah, I knew you would. We'll have a little go up the inside and see what happens. Under braking. Got that move done, actually. Quite happy with that. He was very, very early on the brakes. So, I've got the measure of him at turn 1 through the centre S. If I can get up onto Barker, just ahead now, get a move done on him, then I'll give myself a buffer to that GTR. And fuck that up, because this is just touching me on the back of the head with a fucking freezing cold hand. But there we go. Right, so if you are just watching, this is the last manufacturer's race of this series, race number 7. I've never done them before. I thought I'd do a few of them today. Because I'm usually so fucking slow, you don't get to watch me do shit like this. It's not gone badly so far, I don't think. I finished in the top 10 in the last one. This is the final race, of course. Yellow flag up ahead. That's potentially another position to gain. The GTR is going to get another run on me here. It's been a really good exit. I shouldn't count, fuck that up completely. Gives me a little clip on the way through, but there's not a lot you can do about that. He's been quite fair actually. He's one of the few drivers that I've seen today that's not a massive cop on ball. That's a penalty, I think. I just went over the line to see if I got away with it. Looks like I did get away with it. No, I didn't. I got the penalty, so that's going to fuck me up royally on the next lap. Oh. He is really, really late on the brakes there. Sorry, early on the brakes there, should I say. And very nearly ploughing into the back of that GTR. Managed to rescue it. So yeah, so I've definitely got the measure of him through the Senna S. The question is whether really losing the back end there. That's a penalty for him, which suits me perfectly because I can retake ninth place from him, and he will also have a penalty when we come to this penalty line, so I'm going to be able to retain it. Don't know about the car behind him, but we'll see what happens when it comes to that. So doing all right. We're lap 9, halfway through. Keep flashing me, I'm going to fucking slam on my brakes, you little prick. I don't care if you think you're quicker than me. You're not fucking flashing me because I'm not moving out your fucking way. It's your job to fucking try and overtake me. There you go, do that. If you want to go through. The GTR goes around the outside of me. Oh! Losing control of his car there. Yeah, that's fucking ignorant. That little ignorant prick ahead. You don't have any fucking right for people to move out your way fucking flashing because you're faster. So fucking what? If you're quick enough, pass me on the fucking racetrack or fuck the fuck off. Fucking sense of entitlement in that little fucking jumped up cunt. It'll give me loads of pleasure if he buries that car into a wall at some time between now and the end of lap 20. Got a run on him. I doubt I'm going to get the move done because he is pretty quick, to be fair. Seems to be much better on the brakes than these guys. Right, he is getting away now. He will do. This Alpha 4C is not the greatest of cars. But we've been on a little adventure today, me and this little Alpha. Thought I'd go for something different, and it's not been shit. I mean, I look back and think, should I have gone for the GTR? Should I have gone for something a little quicker? Maybe. But then when would I have ever driven this car otherwise? And it's been worth it. The GTR is all over me at the minute though. It's just so much more speed in a straight line, that's the problem. But I think what I lack on the straights, he lacks on the corners. And hopefully I can hold on to the back of All About His Mum's Breast, or whatever his name's called. All be called Vest. I can't look away long enough to look at his name. I'll look at it later. The self-entitled cop one, but you should move that away because he's flashing. Right, come on, good exit out of Juncal I need here. The GTR is going to have a really good exit, always does out of here. Using all the road, he's got another good exit out of there up the inside. He should really be tucked in behind me though if he wants a bit of slipstream. We're going to drag race this to the line. He's going to have the inside, but I'm not too concerned because it looks like, I thought he was going to the pits then. Yeah, I'm not too concerned because I've got the measure of him on the braking. We'll see what happens here. He's got the inside, so he's going to have a slight edge over me. But yeah, he brakes really early for the Senna S, which just allows me with my superior braking skills through turn 1 to maintain 8th position. But again, he's coming at me and he's now on my outside as we head down towards this turn, or turn 4, whatever it is. He's going to cover off the apex, which he should do. Is he going to go wide? He did last time. I was putting pressure on him. This time he keeps it within the white lines. Yeah, well, I always knew it was going to be difficult to challenge this GTR. Much quicker car than me, and did qualify much better than me as well. But it's going all right. It's going all right. Not too shabby. And I know there are going to be people out there that point out that I've got the braking lines on, and that is purely because it makes my life easier. At the end of the day, the whole point is to find something on the racetrack that helps you find your brake point. That happens to be mine. It's in the fucking game and I'm going to use it. And I know there's going to be purists out there who, you shouldn't be doing it, it's a stupid way to do it. If that's the case, I should also be using cockpit view, which I don't. And if I was an A-rated driver on the World Tour, I would fully appreciate what you say, but I'm not, and I really don't give a fuck what you think. Moving swiftly on, penalty for the GTR, which suits me lovely, because round the outside I go, and it's bye-bye blue GTR, and welcome back, 8th place, Mr. Pirate. How about that then? Should gain a little bit of time going through sector 1, as I do every time on that GTR. Again, coming out of the ZRS. 3.8 seconds, the guy in front of me now. I'm not really making any inroads into him. And to be fair, I've not had too many great laps since that 35.7. I do need to improve on my lap times a little bit now. Maybe I should do less talking and more driving, but it's all part of the appeal of it. So lap 12 of 20. It's not too bad. Top 8 at the moment. If you offered me top 8 when I qualified last, I would have bit your fucking hand off, to be honest. I'm still not convinced I'm going to be able to stay here. But then I don't know what the cars in front of me are doing either. I know that the car directly in front of me has already pit, so clearly he's super quick, and that's fine. There's still the potential for some people to crash, and if that happens, I want to be right there and be able to capitalise. 2 second gap over the GTR, 1.9 seconds over the GTR, which I'd like to maintain if I could. I know that's not necessarily going to be easy, but he's not in my slipstream anymore, which is absolutely brilliant. Actually, open it up a little bit, he will close here. And that is Renslot getting rid of the hard compound tyres on lap 12. Now, again, if he's going to put on the softs, he needs to be 3.5 seconds a lap, really, quicker on the softs than he is on the hards, for that to be a viable strategy. Because anyone running the hards can run to the end of this race. And I don't think the gain is significant enough. So I'm promoting up to 7th. He's going to be quick, there's no doubt about it. He was way up the order. So he may potentially be coming after me later into the race, particularly on nice, fresh, soft tyres. But it gives me an opportunity. And I've decided I'm going to do this more often. This is my first foray into this side of things, but I quite like it. It's not entirely shit, is it? So, Jar Jar Ding Dong is... it's also the name, it's what I call my penis. But he is currently, he's 1.5 seconds behind me in a minute. He will catch me pretty soon. He's got the Italian Frankie Data, whatever his name is, just behind him. Might be putting him on a little bit of slipstream. So, again, I'm going to have to work on my exit out of Junção, because I'm costing myself so much time there. I'm keeping the car on the road, which is important, but I'm just not getting the pace out there. If I can get a 10 mile an hour quicker out of Junção onto the power, 2 or 3 seconds earlier, such a difference at the end of the straight. And obviously it would change my braking zone into the ZRS, but I don't think I'm struggling too much with that. I'm sure people are going to go in the comments and go, oh, fucking not doing it right. Well, I don't care. I'm not an A+ driver. I'm a C driver that found himself in a B-rated lobby. And I'm comfortably mid-pack at the minute. So, almost 3/4 of the way through this race. And it's not too shabby so far. In fact, I haven't crashed, it's been pretty good. The gap actually isn't coming down as quickly as I thought it might from Jan Ding Dong, but that's because he's battling with the Italian behind. So if they can keep fighting, that would be absolutely awesome, you two. In fact, if you want to ram each other off the racetrack, that'd be even better. Phil, yeah, I've got it on 1, mate. Just to answer your question. I'm really struggling without it, particularly in the MR cars. I'm alright with the rear wheel drive. For some reason with the rear wheel drive I'm alright with it off, but in the MR I really struggle, so I just put it on 1. And I know I'm going to get the argument I'd be quicker if I turned it off. The fact is I wouldn't, because I'd spin more, so I'd be slower. I've tested. So here comes the Italian. I knew these guys were going to be coming eventually. It got to me a little bit sooner than I would have liked, but it is what it is. This is racing. You can't expect to drive around a racetrack and not to see another car. Unless of course your name's Kevin or Stormfly. If I can keep them at bay for a couple of laps, it might just make my life easier towards the end. See, I don't know what tyre strategy's on. I don't know what his tyres look like. I do know the guy behind him has pits. I have a feeling this guy has as well, but I can't be certain of that. I don't know why I changed up there, totally unnecessary gear changing. Wanted to really cut off the inside line here. He's going to have a go up the inside here, really not an overtaking spot. Get me that time, but he is in my slipstream now. He's only 3/10 behind. I'm going to try and maintain, if I can, the inside line into the ZRS. I haven't been up against this guy into the ZRS yet, so I don't know what he's like through it. If he's anything like the guy I was up against last time, then I'll be alright. But I'm going to make him go round the outside if I can. Hug the inside line here, then go on the power, and hopefully hold him at bay. But the thing is, there's no point in me defending for too long, because it's only going to hurt my lap times, and it's going to help the guy behind him get closer, and really don't want that. And ideally I want to try and close that 8 seconds up ahead. So I'm not going to defend too hard if he's really on me. Counterproductive, and that might be a penalty for me. I've got a little bit wide over those white lines, trying to stay ahead of the Aston Martin. I don't know if I've got away with it yet. Let's wait and see. It looks like I did get away with that. Makes a change. Normally there's a penalty to be handed out, even a dubious one. It normally comes my way. I point you to my 45-second penalty at Daytona for crashing at turn 1. This race has been relatively incident-free compared to my other ones, which I suppose is reflected in the fact that I'm 8th. But we're just coming up to the end of lap 16. Oh, a little bit brave with the loud pedal then. That's going to cost me some time, and actually it's going to give Jar Jar Ding Dong, or whatever his name is, a bit of a run on me. However, guy in 6th is pitting on lap 16 with medium tyres, so position gained just by staying on the hard tyres. So yeah, I'm probably going to lose 8th place to this guy, but if I'm inside the top 10, bear in mind that I qualified plumb last in this lobby, so I will absolutely be made up if I finish this on the top 10 here. I'm among drivers that are significantly better than me as well, which is always good. Going first, also pitting. It seems that a lot of people are going for a pit stop. Now you would have thought that knowing you can go the distance on the hard compound tyres, you wouldn't bother working out a pit stop strategy. But I suppose it depends how quick you are. I mean, if you're doing super quick laps, then it's not necessarily a bad idea. Apologise for my daughter shouting right into the microphone. There There we go. Right, so end of lap 17, currently running 7th, 2.1 seconds behind this Italian. I've got Jar Jar Ding Dong about 1 second behind me. I need to hold out essentially for 3 laps. If I can keep him there behind me for 3 laps, I'm laughing. Now Renslot, he was the guy that pit from 6th. He's just got around that Jar Jar Ding Dong, and he's super quick, so he's going to come around me. He was running up a little bit further up the road. He's probably going to try and chuck this Porsche up the inside now, and I think he's going to be on the soft compound tyre maybe, or is he? I don't know. If he was on the mediums, he'll be on the hards now to not fall foul of the penalty. I suppose we can live in hope that he's fucked up his strap, got the wrong tyres, but he's looking pretty good. And the 911, for me, the 911 and GTR look to be the strongest cars here. And I genuinely think if I had one of those cars, I'd be pretty cool. Yeah, he's so there's Renslot. He might actually catch that Italian as we're coming towards the end of lap 18. Here's 2 laps after this one. 1.6 Jar Jar Ding Dong now behind me, so it's looking good for top 7, and I will genuinely do a little happy dance if I get inside the top 7. I can tell you that for nothing, because that's a phenomenal finish, bearing in mind I qualified in 15th. And I know they don't do driver of the day, but I'm going to award myself it and pour myself a very nice drink, and then call someone a bellend on a broadcast for no other reason than because I can. I don't know why my daughter thinks talking to me while I'm on a broadcast is a useful thing to do.
But you're racing.
I'm also broadcasting. She's an idiot. No, you can't have. Your push can have Pepsi. If you think she can have a Pepsi, say yes. If you think she shouldn't be allowed one, say no.
Yes.
No one said anything. Everyone hates you.
Do you have no mouth or something?
Anyway, moving swiftly on. This is the beauty of being poor, is you can't have a separate room for your racing gear. What I need is, I need one of my children to either move out or go into care. And I can take their room. Right. Maximum effort, maximum effort. That gap down to 1 second for that little distraction. So I need to kind of focus now for this last lap. So no more distractions from the little one would be useful. Good run out of Juncao, and I'll keep him at bay. If he's not in my slipstream, I'm in a good position to hold on to 7th here. Here we go. Blast down to the line, 1.3 seconds is the gap, and I'm opening that gap up, which is beautiful, beautiful. For the last time, breaking down into the ZRS. I've been pretty good at the ZRS all day, I think. I'm sure there's some people out there going to watch this and say, actually, you should have done this. But for my ability, I think I've done all right through here. I think Sector 1 has been my strength. It's Sector 2 and 3, I think, where I've struggled a bit. Just put in my fastest first sector of the race. And the gap actually opening up, so Jar Jar Ding Dong is not able to close on me. I'm not going to get anywhere near Renslot, and he's actually not caught the Italian ahead. So he's actually lost, well no, I have to say BFER was 6th anyway. So I think I've gained a position in all that pit stop shenanigan. So just a few corners left, got to get these right, got to make sure I haven't got him in my slipstream as I come out of Juncao, and if I can do that, then this is job done, and a well-deserved 7th place. He's actually fighting with Barker behind him, so that just plays into my hands while these two are battling it out. Down into 2nd gear, let's get it turned in, don't go too far over the line, boom, on the power, breezing round, thoroughly deserved 7th place. I'm going to give myself some applause, and I might even touch myself later when nobody's watching. Here we go. 60 laps today of this track, and I think I've fallen in love with this car. Boom. Yeah, I think I've fallen in love with this little Alpha 4C, and I might use it again. Thanks, Aaron, for bringing it out for us a few weeks back and showing us what this could do. Yeah, I'm really impressed with that. Could I have done better with the 911? Yeah, probably. I don't think I would have had as much fun though. 4C's a pretty cool driver to drive, so awesome. I will absolutely take 7th place there, ahead of, well, every driver behind me qualified faster than me. I've beaten a GTR in that Jar Jar Ding Dong. Or, yeah, Jar Jar Ding Dong, that's his name. Who was that guy in the F-Type? No, it's just got off the screen now. Awesome. I'll absolutely take that. How many points has that gained me? Cheers, Phil. I thought that was quite a good race, actually. It weren't looking good for the first 5 laps when I was last, but it kind of fell in my lap a little bit. 44 points earned, which is not bad at all. I have to wait for the leaderboard to sort itself out. Let me save the replay there, because I might want to watch that again when I'm feeling horny. There we go. So, points table. 44 points for 7th, which is not bad at all. We'll have a look at afterwards and see where that leaves us. I don't know if the points are updated yet. I think it takes a while to update them properly. Yeah, it hasn't got anything up there. Actually, I have a feeling, don't I have to finish in like 2 events or something to score points anyway? Yeah, there's nothing on there yet, so I need that to be updated so I can find out where I sit. It certainly won't be up there with Digi, Nightfire, Joker. Well, actually, I'll be ahead of Joker. That ain't bad, ahead of Joker. Never would have thought I'd say that.